Hey guys, this is Zach with Team Covenant. I'm here with Steven and Robert, and we are going to basically unbox, not really unbox, it's already unboxed. We're going to review the newest Force pack for the Star Wars LCG, A Dark Time.
It's a good-looking Serve the Emperor right on top of it.
Yeah, it is.
First objective is Serve the Emperor, and
I've just been staring at this thing.
I'd run it for the art.
this art is like moments you wish you'd seen, and they're doing that with a lot of these cards, but moments that you like wish had actually been in the movies. Anyways, standard 5/1. Objective contributes 1 Force icon to your side during the Force struggle.
Pretty
It's
sweet.
a big one, man.
Yeah.
It really
That's
is.
a big
I love
deal.
this stuff. I love this stuff.
Well, I mean, the light side's already had it, and that's actually a big deal for the light side because they naturally start out like the dark side's going, and like they have that, so the dark side has to commit extra on the first turn that maybe they wouldn't normally to get balance. And this is, as a dark side player, that Sith usually wants to play control, so that's a solid objective.
And
Yeah.
I look at it as like this the first turn. I don't have to put anyone on the Force, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Which is nice because you
It's good.
always have to. But even you put the probe door or whatever, like you gotta throw somebody onto the Force so that they don't get it on their first turn, and you don't have to do that, which is
You want to know what's really
awesome.
nice about this?
No.
The
Yes.
worst thing in the world that can happen to you as a dark side player is you play a dude, I don't know, maybe Grand Moff Tarkin, and you're like, I'm going to spend his resources to play someone else, and I'm going to commit that other guy to the Force to get balance. You play Tarkin, they're like, I got an action. And you're like, oh,
Uh-oh.
no. And then they rebel assault your Tarkin off the board.
Uh-oh.
And now you can't play the other dude, and now you also can't take balance of the Force. So not only did you not play anything the first turn, you also lost balance. This prevents that from happening.
And it's a nice little card.
And it's a nice little card. So let's see what's in
good-looking
it.
card.
Some good art.
Man, I got it. Let me take this.
Yeah. Steven likes
Uh,
the beard religious
It's
figures.
too good looking. It's crazy. It looks like he's holding the Force bubble in some kind of like epic pose here. Anyway, we got a 1-cost character. He's Force sensitive, and he has a edge-enabled blast icon here. Reaction: after this unit enters play, look at the top card of your deck. Then, if the balance of Force is with the dark side, you may draw that card. This is just an he's in the pod. Or he's in the objective set. The
I haven't done that yet. I'm watching myself.
He's in the objective set, and he's essentially just kind of a free guy. You know, it doesn't even cost you a card. He just, it's pretty solid. This is just a straight up guy who's going to be coming out whenever you run that pod.
Well, now,
objective
I mean,
set.
you've got 2 of these guys in the pod. And, you know, the
Objective set.
Dang it, you messed me up.
I haven't done it yet.
Objective
There it
sets.
is.
You have 2 of them. And what I love about 1-cost guys, like, early on, you're like, well, what happens if they drop Emperor first turn? And it's like, oh, you just shut down 1 character and you can win. The cheap guys are great because they're cheap, and you can get a bunch of them out. As a dark side player, you need things to block with that can do some damage. Fantastic card. If he replaces himself, it's even better.
Yeah.
For the edge battle and everything, I mean, and you get 2 of them. I think he's a great, just cheap character to throw out and have for the balance of the Force or for attacking or for blocking or whatever you need.
And I like some of these cards, these little guys that make the light side have to actually care about the edge battle.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like a lot of times I don't care. I'm just swinging in, and you can't really do anything block-wise. But it's like, well, now you have to chuck those cards if you want to not die, and that's great.
Absolutely.
Yep.
For one, who could resist?
That's right. I'll take this one. Let's see. We have
Curious to
the
see what you think.
is that Anzati Elite?
Yep.
4 costs, 3 bubbles, and 2 focus icons. Character Force sensitive with 1 hit point. That's it. This is kind of weird
is a
for me.
controversial card.
Yeah. I immediately saw this one when we opened the pack the other day, and I was thinking, just flat out, first reaction, this is 1 more than I want to pay for this guy. I feel like this should be 3-costed. Now, granted, Force sensitive is nice. Those 2 focus icons and the 3 bubbles, so somewhat versatile in your battles. But I don't know if 1 hit point with that spread is worth 4.
Here's what I'm gonna
I'm
say.
starting to think that it is.
Really?
Here's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. All right. So the first thing, this card has the 3 Force bubbles, which
Mhm.
is super important. That's a strong edge battle card.
Mm-hmm.
2 black focus is a big deal.
Yeah.
And in a Sith deck, you're probably going to be running 2 of the objective sets that have the Emperor's Royal Guards in it. So 1 health is not necessarily a deterrent if you also have that card. If you don't have that card out, pitch this guy in the edge battle, you're fine. He also comes in the objective set, or she, I guess, with the 2 1-costers that come out. I don't know. I think it's a solid card. I don't know that I would ever run 2 of this objective set anyway. So having 1 more guy that's got, 2 focus is just a big deal in
It's kind of absurd.
a rebel world where shields are so important.
Yeah,
I think
true.
that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. And it's, sometimes these 1 health guys, and I always just think like, well, force choke, and then it's like, wait, no, light side doesn't really have as much of that. No, they have like the blaster emplacements and the.
Are they really
they're
going to
Rebel
use
Assault
a Rebel
it.
Assault on that guy?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you
Not
hope
for
they
one hit
do.
point.
The thing that's scary about that is heat of battle.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, drop this guy, and it's like, I'm going to attack. And it's like, are you going to block?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to waste your block on this guy?
Yeah.
And talk about control of that engagement. Like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna focus down whoever's going to attack, and it's just,
Absolutely.
I don't know. I've come
bananas.
around. I think that's a 4 cut. 3 would be too little. I think.
It's no Darth Vader,
But. Yeah.
but it's also not bad. It's not. I don't think it's like wonderful, and I wouldn't run the objective set for that card.
Mhm.
But it doesn't like tank the objective set either.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
let's
I
get to
like
the
it
next
a
card,
lot,
which I
actually.
want to discuss.
Okay, hit me.
I'm so excited.
Anger. First off, I love the art. Obviously,
You love talking about your feelings.
It's Darth Vader rolling. 3 cost, 2 force icons. Enhance an enemy character unit. Force reaction after enhanced unit's controller loses a force struggle on his turn, he must sacrifice enhanced unit. This is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like it in a sense that it puts pressure on your opponent. It's like you drop it on, Luke or Han, and it's like, man, I have to win the edge battle now. So you're gonna, and maybe you can't, and then you just get rid of a character, and that's great. Just another form of control, and I think really it's just what it makes your opponent have to do that I like about it. It is a little bit expensive, but I think late game, this is a money card. This is absolutely a money card.
Yeah, to me, it's hard because it's such a tempo loss, it feels like. Whenever you've got 3 resources that aren't doing anything actively on the board, they're not stopping the attacks for that next light side turn, any of that stuff. They've got to lose the force struggle on their turn, so like you play it on your turn, and then you have to deal with their turn, and then at the end of their turn, if they lose that force struggle, then I don't know. I think it's slow. I think it's for 3 costs, like, what's the best you do now? Like a 6 cost unit? 5?
Well, I mean, non-character.
Mm-hmm.
What's a 5? What's the highest character? Like a 5, I think?
Mm,
4 is the
side?
only one you're really going to care about.
Yeah.
Han and Luke and
It's like,
Yoda.
that's
But-
not a great trade.
But I'm telling you, man, late game, you've got like 12 resources,
yeah.
and you've got the Emperor committed to the Force. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, good luck. So I don't think it's not Force Lightning, but it's good.
Pretty decent. Pretty
Force
decent.
lightning. All right, let's look at force push here. More good art. 2 cost force control alter. All cool keywords on this event. And you said play only during your turn unless the balance of the force is with the dark side. So the balance is with you. You can play this at any point really during the game. Action, place 2 focus tokens on a target non-unique unit.
Pretty cool.
I think this is cool.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's going to get better and better every time, like every set.
I think this gets a lot better when the first deluxe comes out and we have a lot of Wookiees rolling around. Those non-unique Wookiees that get really dangerous.
They are good. It is a Wookiee here, isn't it?
It is a
Force
Wookiee.
pushed. Maybe
Ironically.
that's a sign of things to come.
Gotcha.
So I mean, this objective set, I don't think it's the best objective set in the game.
Mm.
I almost said pot again, but it's good, and I'm excited to see how people can use it.
All right, so next up we have an Imperial, not pod, but objective set. It's called A Dark Time for the Rebellion. It is a standard 5/1. With the reaction, after you refresh, each opponent deals 1 damage to a unit or objective he controls. What?
Take a shot.
Yeah, I love this. This is
Tough,
fantastic.
too.
Yeah.
That's important.
That is
This is bananas.
if they're good cards in this objective set,
Love
that is
it.
amazing. The idea of starting the game, you flip one of these over, and you're immediately just putting damage on objectives. Like for the Imperial player who wants to do damage to objectives, that's a big deal.
Yeah. This is meshing so well with all the Imperial pods from this cycle so far anyway. But just a little tip of the Fantasy Flight hat here. Each opponent deals 1 damage to a unit or objective. Another telltale
gonna
sign
happen
that
when this goes multiplayer?
we're going to see a multiplayer
I think
variant
it's
at
gonna
some
get
point or
crazy.
another.
It's going to happen.
It's gonna get crazy.
Truly.
Steven, get this guy. You were so excited about this.
Colonel Stark. I love the...
And talk about the history of this guy
The
for those who
nameless
might not
people.
know.
So it's actually written in the flavor text down here. Colonel Stark is a unique dude, 4 costs. He's got the 3 force icons, looking very nice and stoic and on point there. He's a character and an officer, and he has a nice black tactics icon. So this is a guy who is going to get it done. But he gains 2 black blaster icons and 2 objective damage icons while he's attacking a damaged objective, which just goes hand in hand with this objective set.
Yeah.
The objective first is going to damage probably something, and then he can go and clean it up. 3 health is awesome, and this is just a great guy that, like, he's one of the guys in the history of Star Wars that could have been awesome, could have been something, but just so happened to get blown up.
By Luke Skywalker.
By Luke Skywalker. And, like, he could have easily been just as cool as anyone else that we still talk about, but he wasn't, and I love that. But his command was cut short during the Battle of Hoth when Luke tossed a grenade into the underside of his Walker Blizzard 4.
It's unfortunate.
So, very good card. I mean, this is an awesome guy.
The interesting thing here is you remember the Anzadi Elite. You paid 4 for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where people are kind of like, I don't know if it's worth it for 4. But
I think he's totally worth it for 4.
He's absolutely worth it for 4. 3 health is a big deal.
Yeah, he's like important character level good.
Yeah, but then he can just swing in there and destroy all kinds of things.
Absolutely. Next up, we have 2 MTV7s. And these guys are 2 cost, 1 force bubble, 1 blaster pistol. This unit gains a blast damage while it's attacking a damaged objective. 2 health.
Another that seems to fit.
Mm-hmm.
T2 is pretty
Little
solid.
guy with 2 health that
Yeah.
can just get in there and do some damage. I'm a fan. None of this
Like
edge-enabled stuff.
It's good to know that in other galaxies as well, they actually got to MTV 7. I think we're only on 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think so.
Did we get that high?
The next card is the big one.
I don't know about that joke, honestly.
The Morsh Moraine, 3 cost, 2 bubbles, Hoth location, enhance your play area. Your unopposed bonus is raised to 2.
This is bonkersville to me.
Also, can you give a what to the camera?
What?
What?
Yeah, I mean, that's great. It makes it where your opponent almost has to block. This is a great objective set.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
It's
the fact that unopposed is after the conflict is why this is insane.
But I
You
keep
just kill everything, and then it's like, hey, I just did objective damage everywhere.
I keep fantasizing of having this and orbital bombardment out at the same time, and it just gets crazy.
It's just you don't have to have objective damage of any kind. You just a heavy blaster pistol, like
Yep.
you could do some really heavy unit damage decks and just make it happen, and it would take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
I love that this card allows for that possibility.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna run in the future nothing but blaster pistol icons, nothing but blast. That's so good.
And then to finish
Cool.
out, we have Heavy Fire, 0 cost event, 1 force icon. Target friendly unit gains either a blast pistol or blast damage until the end of the phase. This is just a solid event. I mean, you always want to add icons, whether it's you would need the extra blast to destroy the objective or to kill a character. I love 0 cost events.
This is nice.
That,
Not much
that,
more to say. It's like
super
a
juicy.
pod
that
food
objective
movie.
set is big for the Imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the best we've had in a long time. All right, so we have a Scum and Villainy set, which is awesome. The Hunt for Han Solo, standard 5/1. Reaction: after you capture a unit card at this objective, reveal it to remove 1 focus token from a target Scum and Villainy card. If that card was Han Solo, increase the Death Star dial by 1.
It's hilarious.
So much flavor, so much good art.
I think it's just a solid objective.
Yeah.
And then it's got a cool ability if they happen to be sitting on Han.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
He's good enough that it's fairly likely on occasion that you're gonna just get that extra boost.
Well,
from Han
really,
being out there
if you
and-
see this and you have Han Solo in your hand, it's like, I have to play him.
Yeah, immediately.
Like, there's no holding back. It's
Uh-huh.
like, this is what I have to spend 4 resources on. So I think that's a cool pressure. So let's get
true.
to the cards.
That's a fun card.
First one up, we have the Ugnaught, which, unlike in other Star Wars games, is not broken. Cost 2, 1 force icon, blaster pistol, 1 resource, which I love. After a card is captured, remove a damage from a friendly vehicle or droid unit.
This is just a really good card. It's
Mhm.
just solid.
Look at that wrench, though. It's
very
huge.
cool.
It's a big wrench.
But it's a giant
It's
wrench.
right on point with the costs here.
Think of
Right
the
on
size of
point.
that sink he's fixing.
That is a good card.
It's crazy.
How about the, let's go to the Z95 Headhunter. This is a 3 cost, has the 1 bubble. And a blaster and, I guess, blast damage. Is that what's the official unit damage? What's the official blaster thing? Have we?
I
know
call it
has an official name.
blasty and splody.
I call the objective damage blast and the pistol the pistol.
It's got a unit damage and objective damage. It's a vehicle and a fighter, and it's 3 health. So 3 cost for 3 health is usually good. Interrupt: when this unit is focused to strike, reveal 1 card or enter from an opponent's hand. If that card is a unit, capture it. Whoa.
Pretty sweet. There's a lot of capturing
Whoa.
going on.
When it's focused to strike, that's all you got to do. Just focus to strike. You don't have to hit. Doesn't have to do anything. Just
I love that
make
card.
it happen.
I love that card.
Man, that's good.
I love
It's
it.
Very impressive.
And there's 2 of them.
That's right. Next up, we have
That's really good.
Cloud City Incinerator, 2 cost, 2 bubbles, base Cloud City, enhance your play area reaction after this card is captured. Discard that card if the balance of the force is with the dark side. Limit once per turn.
After a card is captured, discard it if the balance of the force is with the dark side.
Yeah.
So rather than you capture it and then you discard it. So you still get your capture reactions, but then it's discarded instead.
Just see you.
I'm not sure about this card.
Yeah, it doesn't.
A lot of the cards want you to have stuff captured. So
Mm-hmm.
now it is cool because it's optional. And like if I pull out a Han Solo, I would rather you just make sure that's gone
Yeah.
instead of having a chance to get that back.
Get it back. I appreciate the option just to be able to say, man, that's too juicy if they get their hands back on it. I would rather see it, like you said, out of here.
I think I'll be checking this to the edge battle.
Yeah, me too.
Almost all the time.
All right, next we have Carbonite Chamber activation. 1 cost, 2 force bubbles. Action, place a focus token each on up to 2 target non-vehicle units with a combined printed cost of 3 or lower.
Sweet.
Excellent card.
Yeah, that's just good stuff.
Yeah, I love the fact that you could pick, it says up to 2, and I think it would only place 1 focus on each unit. You couldn't put 2 on one.
Mm-hmm.
But, if they have a 3 cost, you could drop 1 on Yoda, potentially, or you can pick, like, a Y-Wing and an X-Wing and, like, just lock some stuff down. I guess that's non-vehicle, so you can't pick a Y-Wing or an X-Wing. But you can't pick, like, the
Home one. Gotcha.
Cloud City Smuggler and the, those little units with focus icons for sure.
It'll keep getting better. It's another card. Keep getting better. All right, moving on to the Jedi objective set, Self-Preservation.
Dude, that art.
Epic art.
Oh, my God.
It is pretty awesome.
Each unit. That's pure joy. 5 health and it's 1 resource. Standard, each unit you control gains 1 force icon during the force struggle. I love that.
It's pretty great.
That's
I love it.
crazy.
Yeah. I love that.
Crazy. I'm going to vote crazy on that
There's
one.
nothing you need to say about it, really. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's really great.
Nice. All right, next up we have Gotal. Is that how you say that?
Sure.
Gotal? Outcast, 2 cost, 2 bubbles, 2 hit points, character, and a force user. While the balance of the force is with the light side, this unit gains 2 splodies or objective damage icons.
I love that he's a force user.
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of guy I just love. Like, yeah, he's the force user you never heard about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for 2 he's a solid card, even just to like block or get in the way or attack by himself if you don't have the balance for unopposed and make him block. So
That's
if
really
you do
nice.
have the balance, he becomes really
like
good.
him. I like him a lot. Man, do you want to do this card? This is.
I'll do it. I love
biggest
zero
deals.
cost
I think
cards.
this is huge.
Enhancement, Sarinzu training, 2 force bubbles, enhance a force user unit. Enhanced unit gains shielding and +1 damage capacity.
Pretty sweet.
That's what you want.
This is unbelievable for
Mhm.
0. How is this 0?
No,
out of
it's
the gate?
it's great. I mean, if you think about it, right? You have someone with like trust your feelings, like a Luke. All of a sudden, he shields himself, and then all right, I'm gonna remove 1 off, and then I'm gonna attack again. And what?
I'm thinking about this. I mean, you can actually do the Super Yoda deck way more effectively, where it's not like force choke and you're done, or like the weird stuff. You've got shielding and +1 damage capacity.
Throw in an
I mean,
old Ben Spirit, and you're just ready to go.
This is going to give him the icons as well, so he gets another
Yeah.
bunch of icons for this.
Mm-hmm.
and it's 0 cost.
Yoda's going to go insane. with
It's
this.
too legit.
Love it.
Man, old Ben's all over this thing.
He
It's
is.
good. Unwavering Resolve. It's a 1 cost event for the Jedi there. 1 force bubble. Interrupt. When a force struggle begins, choose a unit you control that is not committed to the force. That unit counts as force icons for the struggle, even if it is exhausted.
Nice.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Good news bears for the light side.
That's right.
Heat of battle. Hey.
Finish up with a heated battle. That's excellent objective set. I don't know how many people end up running because it doesn't really have major characters in
Yeah,
it.
it's not a lot of meat there,
But
but it's a lot
one
of
of
potatoes.
those is for sure a worthy inclusion.
Definitely.
Absolutely for sure.
Finish it up here with prepare for evacuation. Anyone prepared?
I am.
Zach's ready.
5-1. Interrupt. When the Hoth objective leaves play, return a target unit to its owner's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome
What?
anti-Hoth pod there, or objective set, I should say.
Man, that's going to penalize the dark side for running objective sets in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get to trigger it. If you're running Hoth, it gives me a reason to go after it, although they're attacking Hoth objectives is risky business. So, I don't know. It's really interesting. I like the idea of being able to bounce the Emperor or someone.
Man, especially all the enhancements and stuff. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. That can get really interesting.
Next up, Renegade Squadron Escort. 2 cost, 1 bubble, 2 hit points, 1 objective damage /
Solid.
floaty. Vehicle fighter, Renegade Squadron. And then it reads, protect vehicle, and then in parentheses, if a vehicle card you control would be damaged, you may place the damage on this unit instead.
It's a big deal.
It is a very big deal.
It's a big deal. I mean, even right now with Red 5, Home 1, Y-Wings that only have 1 damage, like, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the Falcon yet. So
we don't.
It's true.
I mean, that's a big deal. 2 cost, great unit.
I dig that Renegade Squadron is in the traits as well.
Yeah.
So it's like because I remember, in Throne sometimes it's like, how is this card not, something that later came to be a theme?
Mm-hmm.
So if Renegade Squadron is ever a deck that you can build, then it's
they've
already
got
there
it.
for you. Yeah.
Those are the raiding fleet, not a raider.
Next up, we have the Vacuum.
The hand vac.
4 cost, 2 force bubbles, action series vacuum, bulk transport.
That is technically a vacuum, right?
That's hilarious.
Bulk transport.
Bulk transport.
Of dirt.
2 blaster pistols, 2 resources. Reaction after its focus to strike. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for a character with printed cost 2 or lower and put it into play. Shuffle the remaining cards back into your deck.
It's incredible, man.
That's what you live for.
I really
right there.
like this a lot.
It's like, I'm going to attack. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to drop a character in. And then before I actually focus to strike, I'm going to spend my resources on this guy because he's just a vacuum.
This is incredible.
So that's great.
It's
I
a
love
great
that card. I absolutely love
That's
that card.
fantastic.
I really do.
All right.
Wrap her up, Steven.
I'll do an ion cannon burst here because it reminds me of old Star Wars decks we used to run. 1 cost, 1 force bubble. It's an event. Action. A target vehicle or droid unit cannot be declared as an attacker or defender until the end of the phase.
Very interesting out of the light side.
Weird phrasing on this card too.
Very interesting
Yeah.
out of the
It
light
doesn't say
side.
like choose, but
Mhm.
it just says
The dark side has a lot less vehicles that usually see play, so it's interesting. Although with all the capital ships that have been
That's right.
coming, and then you throw in like the Executor.
that's good. Yeah.
It's very good. One of my favorite scenes in the movie, by the way.
And then the final is the Battle of Hoth.
Hey. It's
I think
the-
that's a solid support objective set, and it'll certainly be used by the smugglers.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. Any final thoughts on this? I mean,
Man,
it just always gets better.
Imperial's got such a great
I think that
objective set.
Imperial pod
Whew.
it
Objective set.
may not end up being like the most used pod at the end of the day. Pod. But I do think that the objective set is the one that is going to, like, it brings the Imperials up further than it
Yeah.
has any of the other ones.
Mhm.
I think the Jedi one's great for the Jedi, but the Imperial one, like, they were here, and now they're like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know where they're at, but they're somewhere higher than
I
they
dig
were.
that Sith one too. I think that has some really good tools just to kind of maybe speed those decks up a little bit with the dudes replacing themselves, and then you've got the force struggle bonus, so you don't have to commit as much, and it just kind of
If for nothing else, the art.
yeah.
I mean,
It's true.
And the tactics, the double tactics guys, say what you will, but like it goes right into a control theme for Sith.
It's true.
Definitely.
Totally. Great pack.
Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been the unboxing of the A Dark Time Force Pack. It's available in our web store, teamcoda.com/store. If you are a subscriber to our Force Packs, then that is already on the way to you, and you probably have it by now, I imagine.
Most likely.
And if you're not a subscriber, why not? Join up. It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Yep.
And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.